like leading up to it, I'm like, this is great. Everyone's so nice, and then I'll be like miserable.
That's people love you and care. You have a lot of support. I mean,
I know. Be lucky. Hey guys, welcome back. Today you'll be joining me on my journey through spinal fusion surgery. Before I went under, I decided to fit in one last trip to Charlotte to visit some friends, and then I came back to New York City to enjoy the scenery here before the big day. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go to a spot. Hey guys, this is future Trisha here. I just wanted to give you a breakdown of how I was feeling as I was getting ready for surgery before I went into the operating room. So you can see me walking in the hospital, excited until the door jammed. And once I got registered, I then went into the pre-op room.
How are you feeling?
Nervous, but content with this point. Ready to wake up on the other side. So once I got to the pre-op room, the nurse started getting me ready for the actual procedure. I got an IV, and a lot of people visited me during that time, including my surgeon and the anesthesiologist, and they kind of went over the procedure with me again one more time. And I'm not gonna lie, at this point, I was starting to feel very, very nervous. I think that's completely normal though. I got a couple medications. I can't remember what they were, but I'm not sure if it was just me accepting what was going to happen or if they gave me something to help calm me down, but I started to feel calmer as I got closer. If you're in the situation when you're about to have surgery, I just want to remind you what I kept reminding myself is everyone working with you that day in the hospital, that's their day job. So it's something they do day in and day out, and they're there to help you. That definitely helped calm my nerves as I was going in. Once I got into the operating room, everything moved really quickly. The anesthesiologist let me know that he was going to start giving me medications to help put me to sleep. The surgery, I believe, was around 8 to 9 hours, and I have no recollection of anything that happened at that time. I woke up in the recovery room, which is what you're going to see in the next video. I was a little loopy, but I'm going to go ahead and give you back to present day Trisha during her hospital stay.
Gotta get serious. Okay, ready? Okay.
Hi, I'm out of it, but
But you're out of it.
I had a fusion surgery and I'm alive and I can move my toes on my legs. And Dr. Linky said my spine is completely straight now. And yeah, I love everybody. Hello people, so just a heads up. I'm in the recovery room still. They just took out my A line and hopefully I'll be able to go to a room soon. So I'm definitely feeling more coherent now. I took a little nap. Not a ton of pain, it's just more feeling uncomfortable right now. I'm lying on my back, which is not my normal ideal sleeping position, but yeah, so I will let you guys know how my room is when I move, but things are good. I got some ice chips, apple juice, and saltine crackers with peanut butter earlier because I wasn't feeling nauseous, so they said I could have that, but my throat's not really sore. I just sound super kind of froggy from the tube being down my throat, but all in all, I'm doing okay. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Day 1. Hi guys, I am officially day 1 post-op, so I thought I'd check in with you and kind of let you know how it's been going. Leading up to surgery, I remembered everything up till the anesthesiologist saying, okay, we're gonna put a cocktail in your IV. Then I was out, and the next thing I remember was waking up to them saying, hey Trisha, are you awake? Last night I didn't really have as much pain initially when they moved me to recovery. It was more just kind of like uncomfortable. The position of like lying on my back has been really hard. I normally don't lie on my back like prior to surgery, so all the pressure has been kind of difficult. But they did say that the surgeon prefers lying on the back because I think it helps with recovery. Once I got to my room last night, I was doing okay pain-wise, and at that point I was on a PCA pump, but
I got really uncomfortable with the positioning, so I asked my nurse to kind of wedge some pillows under me, and that was really nice. And he also gave me a muscle relaxer, Robaxin, and I felt like that helped a lot, and the PCA pump. I would highly recommend, and I'm sure you guys have all heard this if you're prepping for surgery, but get ahead of the pain. There were a lot of times last night where I'd be pressing the pump even if it wasn't ready to give me my next dose. You know, you just want to stay ahead of your pain. You don't want to be chasing it because it can be really uncomfortable. As far as the pain, I would say it's up until today, it hasn't really been like a sharp kind of pain that you would maybe think of. It's just uncomfortable. There's a lot of pressure on my back. One of the other things too is I lost some blood during surgery, so they had to transfuse me. And today my blood pressure has been pretty low and my heart rate's been pretty high. And that's just because the body is kind of trying to decompensate by beating faster to move my fluid. So I'm waiting on a transfusion. I haven't gotten it yet, but because of that, I've been kind of lightheaded and dizzy. The occupational therapist actually came in and they were there to help me try to sit up for the first time. And that went okay. They were really nice. It's just once I sat up, they checked my blood pressure and it was still too low for them to feel comfortable walking me around. So right now, I'm pretty much just waiting on the blood transfusion so my blood pressure can go up, and then hopefully I'll be able to see the physical therapist later today and they'll get me, crossing fingers, walking. Yeah, so just to be real with you guys, the pain's pretty difficult, but you know, I've talked to a lot of people that have said just get past like day 2 or 3 and you know, your body's recovering. So even earlier when I was kind of in tears when they were moving me around, I just had to remind myself that I had a major surgery. My back was basically split in half and it's just working really hard to fix itself. I haven't had any issues with nausea though, so that's been great. So I've been able to have like clear liquids and like some Jello and ice cream. My partner's been really sweet in feeding me with a spoon, so doing a little airplane game. But yeah, it's, you know, it's been an adventure. I feel much better now. When they gave me some ketorolac and lidocaine. They might give me a hydromorphone later, we'll see, but they switched me from the PCA pump of hydromorphone to oxycodone orally, and I don't feel like that really touched the pain at all. So I know the goal is to get people off opioids as soon as possible, so I'm fine with that as long as I am on like the right cocktail of non-opioid pain meds. But yeah, it's going. I'll probably insert a picture of my new spine somewhere in this video. As far as the x-rays after, it's pretty cool. It's very, very straight. I'm excited to stand up so I can see how tall I am now, but I'm just not quite there yet until I have my transfusion. Okay, just to kind of give you guys a tour of my room and like what is going on with me, I guess, like all the tubes and stuff. I actually have one less line than yesterday, but basically I've got 2 IVs right now. One of them was for fluids. I think they ran a bolus recently just because I have been really low blood pressure and waiting on that transfusion. One of them also was hooked up to my PCA pump earlier, but I'm not on that anymore. I have leads under my chest, I think, if they need to do like an EKG. And then up there, I can't look super well because it kind of hurts my neck. They fused me T2 to pelvis, but that's my vitals. So it shows my blood pressure, my heart rate, and then my like oxygen saturation. My heart rate's been pretty high, but they said that's pretty normal for some of the younger patients that have this extensive of a surgery. And again, I think it's just because I lost quite a bit of blood in surgery. Over here, we've got like the pump, which can have different types of medications, including like the PCA pump for pain. And I think right now they had a bolus running. I'm not sure what's in it now, but oh no, there's antibiotics in it. So they run antibiotics not because I have an infection, but just like prophylaxis to make sure that I don't develop an infection. They also come in every couple hours and check my blood pressure and my temperature, and I haven't had a temperature, which has been nice. And the bed's super cool. It like moves in a bunch of different ways, so it's a lot easier when I'm asking them to like move my positioning or if they need to move me around. And also, last but not least, I've got these little dudes on my legs, and they're meant to help circulate the blood just because after you have like a major surgery like this where you're kind of bedbound, it puts you at a higher risk for a blood clot, which can cause like, it can either travel to your heart or your lungs, which would not be good. So I've got these guys on and they kind of pump up in each leg and just kind of keep the circulation moving. And then a lot of blankies. I was actually hot last night and didn't really need as much of the blankets, but I will, like, I guess also point out though, you're not going to get a ton of sleep. At least the first night I had a terrible time sleeping. I felt tired, but it was just really hard to like shut my brain off just because I was so uncomfortable. And also the nurse is coming in and checking on you every couple hours, but you know, it'll get better. I'm, you know, optimistic about it getting better. Oh, other last thing, I keep saying that, but I have a drain for like the excess blood and like some fluid from my wound. And then I do have a catheter in, so it collects my urine. So I don't, it's really interesting because you don't feel the urge to urinate. Those are the other kind of like drain bags hooked up to me. And I think that's it. So you kind of turn into like you're bionic from your spinal surgery and then you're just hooked up to a bunch of tubes. But I don't feel them. They're not painful. Like, you know, getting the IV at first might hurt a little bit, but once they're in, like you can see some bruising just because they, you know, they're not like moving you aggressively, but when you're in surgery, you're like sitting in one spot for a very long time. But as far as the lines, I really don't feel any pain with them. So yeah, that's it. I'll update you guys a little bit later on. Bye. Hey guys, I just wanted to give you another update. It's now evening of my first post-op day. It's been a long day. I did finally get my unit of blood transfused, and then I had physical therapy and they tried to sit me up, and then I stood for probably a couple of seconds and did some marches, but my blood pressure was still pretty low and I felt lightheaded, so I laid back down pretty quickly after that. I've just been resting a lot. They've got me on a couple different meds for pain. I've got ketorolac, which I think is helping a lot, and then Robaxin, which is a muscle relaxer, and then hydromorphone for pain. I just got a suppository, which I don't think I've had one of those since I was like probably an infant. So we'll see how that goes. I know they want to get my bowels moving. I've had no issues with nausea. I've been eating like a clear liquid diet today, so that's all been good. I'm just kind of dreading the first bowel movement, especially because I haven't really been able to get out of bed yet, but I'll leave that to be decided if I tell you guys about that. But yeah, I'm definitely in pain. I'm not gonna lie, it's rough, but I just keep reminding myself that this is temporary and it's gonna go away eventually. I feel like I got hit by a truck, but in a good way. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna try to probably sleep for the rest of the night. I think they're gonna come in and do some labs pretty soon and check my electrolytes and see how my blood count is, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Day 2. Hi guys. Sorry, my voice is kind of going out today. Oh man, today has been a day of a lot of different things. I think I mentioned earlier that last night I had spiked a fever and my oxygen sats were going down. So they put me on some oxygen, and then they did a x-ray of my chest and a Doppler of my legs just to make sure there weren't any clots, and there were not. And then they said the x-ray of my chest showed like a little bit of congestion, so they gave me some furosemide, which is like a water pill, to help pull some of that fluid out, because I guess whenever you have this type of surgery there's like a lot of fluid overload. And I got a unit of blood in surgery. The other thing too is my counts for like my blood counts were still low this morning. They hadn't really adjusted, so I got another transfusion today. And then after I got the transfusion, I was able to see PT and OT, so physical therapy and occupational therapy. I see them about like 3 times a day, and they were able to get me out of the bed and standing up, and first standing up and then sitting in a chair like I am now. And I was able to walk around the unit a little bit. I did 2 laps in my second time around, so overachieving, you know. But one of the nice things is I was able to go to the bathroom when I was up, which might be a little TMI, but one of the things with surgery, this kind of surgery, is it can really kind of shut down your GI system. And I've heard that opioids, well, no, not heard, I know, the opioids can cause a lot of constipation. And along with like having your system shut down for like several hours in surgery. So I was glad that I was able to kind of move in the right direction with that. I would say like the walking felt really good. It feels weird. I'm adjusting to like not shifting left when I walk. I forgot where I was. The nurse just came in. Yeah, walking felt good. You can tell I still kind of have like some gunk in my throat, probably from like the tube from anesthesia. I would say my pain overall is getting better. It's definitely better than it was yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, yesterday was really rough. Like crying as I bent over for them to look at my back rough. Today's much better. And I was even able to take like a pretty good nap after my first PT session, so that was nice. So I guess my biggest takeaway is that right now, like when you're in this position and you're hurting a lot, it's getting better. So hopefully it keeps getting better. But yeah, I'll update you guys with how recovery's going a little bit later today. Okay, bye. Day 3. Hey guys, I finally had the strength to hold the camera up by myself and do selfie mode. Oh man, so I'm day 3 post-op, and I feel much better today. Last night was actually pretty rough though. I didn't know that I needed to like alert my night nurse about needing my pain medication, so my hydromorphone. And so I got behind on my pain, which I even mentioned this earlier. Everyone says do not get behind on the pain. And I did, and it sucked. So don't get behind on the pain because it really blew. Again, it was just like really uncomfortable, but the pain management doctor decided to increase the dose of the muscle relaxer too. Sorry, I'm like flying around with this. It's a really great angle right now. So they increased the dose of the muscle relaxer as well. The problem is it wasn't really increased when I was having that moment of not having my pain meds, so I was in a lot of pain. My night nurse moved me around a little bit, and that helped quite a bit. And then by the morning I was feeling a lot better. I feel like I got back on track. This morning the team decided to take out my catheter, so that's one less thing that I'm attached to, so that was nice. And then maybe an hour after I got my catheter taken out, I went and used the restroom. It wasn't that bad. I feel like because of yesterday, because I walked, like I felt more comfortable getting in and out of the bed. And the nurse helped. Like I always need one person to help me do it, but I feel like with each one, like practice makes perfect. I'm feeling more comfortable with it. The one thing I will say that's still awkward, and I'm not looking forward to like perfecting this, but figuring out how to wipe after this kind of fusion because it's so low, but we'll figure that out. Oh, and then the other cool thing is because I don't have a catheter now and I've passed gas and I've had a bowel movement, I am cleared for some food. How do we switch this? Oh my gosh, I'm like a grandma right now. Okay, being in the hospital has made me more like a grandma with recording. So, yeah, so here's my setup. I've got my spirometer, which I've been moving air a lot better now than I was earlier. I have the remnants of my breakfast. Not bad, NYP, not bad. There was like 2 slices of French toast with syrup. I just ate like 1.5 of them plain. I had strawberry yogurt and a bag of like apple fruit slices. There's also like Chex Mix cereal, which I haven't gotten to yet. Some oatmeal that I dug into, and I think there's Jello and just like milk. Oh, and a hash brown. I like nibbled the hash brown. But my doctor said not to like go too hard right now just because I still do have like kind of a pretty distended or swollen abdomen. My stomach was basically like shut down for 8 hours. I don't want to like go too crazy with the food, but oh, and my partner was a doll and he got me coffee from Buna. Spoonie Cafe represent. It's delicious. So yeah. Oh yeah, I've got Bingo Bronson. Bingo Bronson, if you've watched Broad City, then you just know. He's my helper. He's been helping me get through this whole process.
Knock them over, Abby. They want to be on the ground. Next up, probiotics, a neti pot, and a vinegar douche.
And then there's my man. He's probably gonna edit this out of the video. Yeah, he's my editor, so he'll probably just cut himself out. So that's it. I'll update you later. I'm doing well, so I anticipate that I will hopefully keep doing well. Maybe I won't. We'll see. I feel like I'm on an uphill climb, so we'll see how that goes. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, I'm still definitely feeling much better. I do have to have another transfusion, so this is my third one. I had one in surgery and then 2 after so far. My hemoglobin, it's not dropping, but it's not going up enough. The other thing too is they keep noticing like my oxygen will drop a little too low, just kind of randomly, and they think it's like a very rare possibility that it could be a blood clot. So just in case, they're gonna do a Doppler of my legs later to just make sure everything looks good. So because of that, the physical therapist came in and she didn't want to move me because she was worried that if on the rare occasion I had a blood clot, if we moved me, that like it would break and cause like a PE or embolism. So she was just being cautious, which is good. So actually I had to do I had to pee in a bedpan, which was kind of interesting. But yeah, the other thing is I'm getting more meals now that I'm on like a solid diet. So let me show you guys what I've got right now. So I actually got to pick this out. So it's got some green beans, mashed potatoes, and chicken. That looks really good. I've got some milk and some ginger ale, and I think that's chocolate pudding, which I'm really excited for. Holla. And then they had peanut butter on the menu, which I don't think I selected that, but that's okay, that looks good. And then I have just been on it with coffee. Their coffee is pretty decent. Yeah, this looks pretty nummy. I'm pretty excited. I'll report back and let you guys know how it actually tastes. But so far the green beans are good. Can't complain. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Uh-oh. Sorry, that was like a call for the hospital. I think someone's having an issue with breathing, which is not good. As I come back to tell you how happy I am that I can eat chocolate pudding. You know, my big problems. But yeah, the food's actually really good here. One of the reasons I, had surgery was so I could get chocolate pudding. Because it's so good. Good old snack pack. Feel 100% now just because of that. But really though, I am feeling a lot better today. It's technically been like 4 days since surgery, so it's like day 3 post-op. I think I mentioned earlier, it still does kind of hurt when I cough, just because all my back muscles were like sliced open, so they're just working on doing their healing. But the pain is really interesting. When I think of severe pain, you would normally think it was like stabbing, like really sharp pain, like an ice pick in your head kind of thing. God, my voice keeps going out whenever I talk to you guys. But that's not what it is. And this kind of goes back to like how my pain was before surgery with scoliosis. It's just like a chronic, dull, lulling pain that through time just like adds up and drives you crazy to where you can't walk for more than 30 minutes or stand for more than an hour without just getting really sad and let down and turning into like really mean person sometimes. It's definitely that kind of pain. I mean, it's obviously worse because I had major surgery. Not gonna lie, like it's bad, but I think if you're staying on top of your pain management with the medications and really staying ahead of it, and I know I've mentioned this like so many times already, but last night I didn't know that I had to like press the call button and tell my night nurse that I would like the hydromorphone. And so what happens is I kind of missed a dose, and so then the pain management doctor came in just to check on me anyway, and I was in quite a bit of pain, and she had mentioned, I'm gonna go up on the Robaxin, the muscle relax, and you'll get that around 11, which was a couple hours away from when we were talking, and I was like, oh, that's fine, that's 3 hours, I can do anything. But it was tough. Like, I was really uncomfortable. Again, I use uncomfortable like a ton, but it's not a good term for these videos. It's just like you cannot get any rest. I keep telling people like time in a hospital is already really kind of messy because you're being woken up like every hour or two to have vitals done where they check your blood pressure, your temperature, you're having tests done, they're giving you your medications, all stuff that the staff definitely needs to do, and they do a great job. So like that's already setting off your normal internal clock, but also like it's so depressing when I lay down and I think I shut my eyes for a little bit, let me check the clock and see what time it is. And it's from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's only been an hour. Like, the days drag by in here. They keep you busy, for sure. I've been busy the whole time. But, you know, sometimes when you don't feel good, you can, like, conk out, take a nap, and then hope when you wake up, like, you'll feel a little bit better a couple hours later. But, like, this is the kind of pain, I guess, when I say uncomfortable, where you can maybe only rest for about an hour until you get the right like cocktail of a medication or medications. Oh yeah, when I walk I had to wear like a neck collar just to protect my neck because like basically everything is fused except for my cervical spine, which is in my neck. So I just had to wear that when I practice walking for now. The other thing they have me do a lot is this spirometry, which is meant to help with getting air flowing through your lungs. So you basically just breathe out and then breathe in, and you kind of want to keep track of how far you're going. So there's like a little marker on this side. So I just like breathe out. Okay, so I'm doing like 2250. That's kind of where I've been going today, but like yesterday it was hard for me to even get above 1,000. That's another marker of like how much better I'm doing, at least like with my lung function. Again, it's that kind of chronic pain that if you have scoliosis, I'm sure you know it well. It's like that but amplified with surgery. But the nice thing about being in the hospital is there's people here to take care of you at all hours. You just press a button and make sure you're on top of the meds. I would recommend if you are in a place that has like visitors 24 hours, or as long as you can have a visitor, that would be good. So like if you're younger and like have a parent with you or a spouse or like a family member or friend, you can have them keep track of like when you got the meds and when your next dose would be due, and they can always wake you and press the call button. It's been kind of hard because of the pandemic restrictions, my partner can't stay overnight. It's like a 9 to 9 visitation, which is still fine, and he's been wonderful and coming up here all the time, but that's kind of difficult. I think that's also the biggest thing I've heard with people when they go home is learning to stay on top of the pain, like when you're out of the hospital setting where they can watch you like a hawk and grab the medications and adjust the medications as they need to. So we'll see. That's what I'm kind of nervous about with leaving whenever I go home, but I hope this is helpful to you guys. I know that when I was initially like making the decision to have surgery, I like looked all over the ends of the internet for like not just blogs but vlogs, like just to see like as close to the actual like real-time experience as possible for as a patient. Oh, they also too, let me show you guys this. This is kind of cute. They like put my post-surgery x-rays on the wall opposite of me in my room. I guess maybe I'll frame them when I get home. That's how proud of them I am. But yeah, you can see I had a pretty big like thoracic lumbar curve. And yeah, they straightened me out. So that's kind of exciting. Things are going. If you're worried about having this surgery and thinking you can't get through it, if I can do it, you can do it. And there are a lot of people that do this. I know it's not fun and the recovery sucks, but there's a lot of people like in your hospital that are there for you to take care of you. And it's hard to even put into words how wonderful my family and friends are. Like I could cry because leading up to surgery, like I got so many messages and like phone calls from friends just asking how I'm doing with surgery, the day of surgery and after. Like I'm obviously not as coherent as I was prior to surgery. Like right now, like to form, text messages and stuff, but I appreciate everything from everyone. It's been so nice. That was my goal with this surgery, is like to get back to normal so I can visit my people and hang out with my people and not be in pain every day. And my partner's been so amazing. He's been so good through all of this, and he's just been there the whole time and not complained 1 second. He's actually at the vet right now with our oldest kitty, Bruce Wayne. I think he has a cold, so I said go take care of him right now. If he's not okay, that'll disrupt my recovery process. Hopefully he's doing okay. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'm supposed to get Dopplers on my legs later tonight, just to for sure rule out a blood clot, and then hope it's people singing. Hopefully I don't really have a fever, but we'll see. So, all right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Day 4. Hey guys, it is day 4 post-op for me. You can tell because I'm really looking struggle bus up in here. Last night was not a good night pain-wise and just issues-wise. I think yesterday I left saying like, oh, you know, things are getting better. I just need to stay on top of the pain. But overall, everything's getting better every day. And that's still true, but last night was rough. I was able to do like PT and go up the stairs a couple times, which was exciting because I live in an apartment that's like a third floor walk up. I definitely wanted to get those down. Sorry for the beeping. I think the beeping is my oxygen, which comes to like another thing is my oxygen saturation keeps dipping low, and it'll be really good for parts of the day, and then it'll drop either like at night when I'm resting or sleeping or lying down, and then it just takes a while for it to come back up. So I just had to take like some big deep breaths. I've just been trying to work on my breathing because like when I'm up and going, like I can breathe fine with the spirometry tube. Oh, my breakfast is here, yay. The biggest thing yesterday is my labs came back and my hemoglobin had it'd been like in the 8s, and they've been transfusing like a unit of blood every day, and it went up to like 10.5 yesterday, but dropped back down to 8.6 this morning. So it went back down, and I'm not sure why. They said it's definitely not abnormal to see in like such a major surgery. The other thing too is one of like the hospital internalists wanted to make sure I don't have any blood clots, so they did a Doppler of my legs and they were negative. But I think they might want to do a CTA to just double check there's nothing in my chest. It's hard to say if I have chest pain. Like I don't have normal chest pain, but it is painful to breathe in. I can't tell if that's mainly due to pain from having my spine ripped open or if it's like lung related. What's been happening is like at nighttime I just get really like drowsy, and it's hard for me to kind of keep my oxygen levels up when I'm going to bed. And then I think what happens is I end up just waking up feeling really crappy and in pain, and sometimes I wake up sweaty, so it's just not good. But they're gonna talk to the surgeon, the attending that did my surgery, who's really nice, and they're gonna see what his input is by this afternoon, and then they can make a decision like what's the next plan. As far as like the surgery, they said everything looked really good with the incision and the healing. It's just a couple hiccups along here with my oxygen and my blood levels. So overall, like I'm still feeling a little better and better each day. I just kind of want to figure out what is going on with the anemia and the breathing, but I'll keep you guys posted on what happens today. For breakfast, I actually got to order it. They give you like a list of things to choose for the rest of the day. I'm not kidding, this list is extensive. It's like, you know when you go to a wedding, it's like chicken or fish. This is like, which of the million breakfast sides do you want? Like the entrees look pretty good. Maybe I'll try the tilapia. The cream of tomato soup was good yesterday. And potatoes were good. I can't stop with chocolate pudding. Gives me life. Ooh, pasta primavera. So I gotta make my decisions. Very important decisions. But alright guys, well I'll keep you updated with what's going on a little bit later today. Oh yeah, check her out. There she is again. So straight. So pretty. Bye. Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here for like just a second because I'm about to try to fall asleep. Just to show you, I'm gonna show you all the real things. Today's been terrible. I know I've been posting how optimistic and it's been on a climb. Today was like a huge setback for me pain-wise. It was just horrible. Tomorrow's another day, so anyway, when you get to this day in your recovery, hopefully it gets better. I sure hope it does. Okay, good night. Day 5. Alright, hi guys. You're being held up by a ginger ale can because that is how good I am with camera technology with iPhones. So last time I checked in with you guys was last night, which was today's Saturday. Last night was like post-op day 4, today's day 5. Yesterday was really tough. I know I've been saying like things about uphill climb, and they have for the most part, but yesterday was a big topple down with pain related. Also, I'm wearing this neck brace because anytime I get up to walk, to like exercise with PT or go to the bathroom, they want me to wear it so I can keep my neck mobile, because it's the only area of my spine that's not fused. So they're trying to train my brain to not want to make like knee-jerk reactions with it like we are so often tend to do. So I guess to start with the pain and why I think it got off track, I was switched from Ketorolac, the Ketorolac injection, like a day and a half ago. You can only do it for a couple days. There's like a max daily amount before you have to worry about like more serious side effects with it. That must have helped a lot because when they stopped it, they went up on the Robaxin, which I think worked, but not enough. And so I had a really hard night. Sorry, I'm gonna see if I can lean back without having pain. It's really painful to have like any of your back touching a surface because it's all like a healing incision site. That's a little bit better. The Ketorolac was switched. I was on Robaxin, Dilaudid, I think 4 milligrams every 4 hours, and the Ketorolac got clipped and they went up on the dose of Robaxin. Sorry, that's not feeling much better. Gosh, the amount of times I say uncomfortable. So good news is I might be getting discharged tomorrow early afternoon, which is awesome. Now that I'm able to move around a lot more pretty independently without a little help from like Sam or the nurse, it'll be just nice to recover in my house and not be like woken up every 2 hours for lab work and not be hooked up to a bunch of things. But what I was saying is yesterday pain was really bad, and the timing was off a little bit because they were short with staff, and I was a little off with my timing of when I should ask for the as needed opioid doses, and so I was like miserable. I was like in tears. It was really hard, but I won't dwell on that. Maybe I'll dwell on it in another video. But they added baclofen, which is another muscle relaxer. They added that last night, and I was kind of skeptical. I wasn't sure how much it would help. They didn't want to go up on the opioid dose just because they thought it might cause more constipation, and that would just make my pain worse, because even gas pain, it's like all pulling on your muscles and skin in your back as it's like inflated, which sucks. It's so uncomfortable. I'm fine with that. The baclofen actually helped a lot. They've been kind of spacing it out from the other muscle relaxer, the Robaxin, and then the Dilaudid. So I think that's what they might discharge me on. And then I'll just titrate down the opioid as needed. So hopefully back to 0 soon. I'm excited about discharge. I'm also very hungry, so I'm probably gonna eat. But anyway, that's an update. Maybe my next update will be from home tomorrow, I hope. The hospital's been really wonderful, and I've been so happy with the staff and the team. I'm just tired, and it'll just be really nice to be in my own house and have my own kitties around me, and a bidet will be amazing for the bathroom. I think it'll be more helpful for recovery. So all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Day 6. Hey guys. It's been a while since I've talked to you. Well, when I say it's been a while, it's been like since last night, but I feel like a lot has gone on since then. I was in a really good place yesterday when I talked to you guys. I was eating dinner by myself, sitting up, unsupported really well. I even like got on a video chat with my sister and was talking to her and felt really good, especially since like the med changes that were made the day before. I think I talked to you guys about how that was not fun the day before. And then last night around like 8 o'clock, it like all went downhill again. I was getting my meds at their different times that they were due, but the pain was like not coming down like it had been for the past couple times, and it just continuously got worse. I felt bad for my nurse because I was basically like, can I have more meds now, please? And she couldn't give them to me early. So I was just like, funnily, I was watching Titanic. It was on MTV, just like gritting through the pain, watching Jack and Rose never let go. But I'm looking the wrong direction. But anyway, so yeah, it was really bad. Last night was bad. I finally was able to get some rest, but even waking up, I'm assuming it's a lot of just muscle pain where I just felt almost like a mummy where I didn't want to make any movement because it would hurt, and my entire back was just so sore. Like it was really hard to lay on my back. So I'd have them roll me over, but then that wouldn't feel quite comfortable. Then I had to get up and go to the bathroom. Then I had a stomach ache and had a bowel movement, which is good, but it really hurt. So this morning, got up, I was really sad. My partner came in and pain management came in because the surgical team talked to me and they saw I was in a lot of pain. So they came in and said, well, we can try to give you the baclofen again, which they've been giving me baclofen pretty routinely for the past 24 hours. And I was just like kind of frustrated because I was in a lot of pain right then. And I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna help. It hasn't been helping the past couple times. Like, are we gonna increase a dose of something or no? So they did finally, they gave me a 10 milligram dose of baclofen instead of 5. And then I had a scheduled Dilaudid coming up. So that finally started taking the pain away this morning. They were saying the pain was likely, and I thought this too, just because I'd been moving around a lot yesterday, which is good. It's just part of the ride of all the ups and downs of pain post-op, but it was bad. I feel like I've been more of a downer the second half of this day, but things are still going really good. My incision looks really good. I mentioned to you guys how I was having kind of felt like shortness of breath talking, and sometimes would hurt a little bit when I would breathe in. So they finally did do a CT of my chest with contrast, and everything came out normal. So that's good. And they checked my blood work again today, and my hemoglobin levels are normal too. Not like improved, but also normal. So that's good. So I feel good about that. And my liver enzymes had gone up initially after surgery, which I guess could be normal with surgery. And they kind of went up and then they were trending down slowly. But now they're back to normal so that I can add Tylenol to help with pain. So that's another thing I have on my side. So that's good. I'm honestly excited to go home. Everyone here's been great. The team's wonderful. And it's just, there are a couple things that being at home will be nicer for. Like, I will be in charge of, well, not me, but my partner will be in charge of giving me my meds at the scheduled intervals. But like, I won't have to worry about waiting if someone's busy, or not being woken up every couple hours for blood work and tests, which I know are obviously necessary. Just being in my own home will be nice. My kitties will be there. And my partner won't have to take the train. That's essentially a 3-hour commute every day up here. So I think all in all, it'll be really nice to be at home. Probably a little nerve-wracking at the beginning. So we had to make sure that the pharmacy we set the meds to, that they have them ready before we order an Uber and head home, because I just want to make sure I'm prepared for those initial first doses for pain when I get home. Otherwise, I'll just set me up for a bad night again. I've noticed it's always nighttime that's bad, probably because I'm moving during the day and then I lay down and my body's like, why did you do that? But yeah, so this will be day 7, I guess. Post-op day 6 that I'm going home. So they had said 3 to 7 days, so right around what they had said. Overall, there are a couple bumps along the road. The pain is just what would be expected for having such a major fusion from T2 to the pelvis. Oh, I'm excited also to go home because we have a toilet with a bidet, so that'll be a game changer with going to the restroom now. I have a post-op appointment with my surgeon mid-January, and at that point, if everything looks okay, they'll decide if we can lift the restrictions for bending, lifting, and twisting. So I'll have to be really observant and careful the next month to 2 months, making sure I'm not bending, lifting, or twisting. But I'm feeling good. I'm getting through it. So if I can get through it, you can get through it. You're doing great if you're watching this and going through it. So yeah, I will check back in with y'all while I'm home and let you know how it's going on the other side. All right, and then I can finally comb my hair, so that'll be good for me and good for you too if you're watching this. So all right, I'll see you guys later.
You're welcome.
Bye, room. You did a great job with me. Thank you to all the staff. You guys are wonderful. Bye. Hi. So I am going home. The skin of the Christmas tree is so pretty. Yeah, I'm super excited. I feel like I just got a jolt of energy and part of my pain went away for a second, because I'm just excited to be back home with my stuff, my partner, my kitties, and So it'll be really nice to recover there and do stuff on my time, go to the bathroom, not hooked up to a bunch of different things. I'm cord free now. But yeah, I'm excited. Alright, so now we're in probably the most uncomfortable car ride that I've had in my life. And that was mainly due to the fact that it was really difficult to get into the car with the neck brace and the spinal fusion because you can't bend or twist. So I had to kind of finagle my way into the car. And then I felt like I could literally feel every bump in the road. I would recommend taking a pillow. The hospital provided me with a pillow to prop up my back when I was in the car, and that helped a little bit. But I was definitely counting down the minutes to getting home. I think it was about a 30-40 minute car ride. But I know people that have, flown back home from their surgery, so you'll be okay. First day home. All right, so I wanted to update you guys on how I'm doing officially 1 week post-op. So a week ago today, it's kind of crazy to think just got out of surgery actually. I was able to get discharged yesterday, which was, I went in for surgery last Monday, and then I was discharged on Sunday. I know I've kind of gone through how the week has been going for me, a lot of ups and downs, and the pain was definitely a lot of downs near the tail end of the hospital stay, but that last day of the hospital was pretty good. My pain was a lot more well managed. The pain management team was able to come by and talk to me, and I felt really good with the regimen I would be going home on for management. I feel like the moment I found out I could be discharged, me and my partner could not wait to get out of there. Not that the whole hospital experience, the staff was wonderful. It was great care. It's so much better at home. There's just different things about recovery that's a little bit easier while you're doing it from home. As far as discharged, they came by and asked you what pharmacy you want your prescriptions for home to go to. I did have some issues, and this might be helpful for you if you end up getting discharged on the weekend. Initially, they wanted to send my prescriptions to a pharmacy nearby that would deliver them to the hospital, and they did fill them the day before, but the day of discharge, that pharmacy was actually closed. So what we did is we sent it to another pharmacy, but then we ran into another issue. A lot of times their weekend hours are a little bit different and a little bit shorter for most pharmacies. So we had to have the prescriptions called in basically twice. We found a pharmacy that was open around the time we got discharged. Also, discharge can take quite a bit of time. They told us I'd be discharged around 2 or 3. They let us know we would be good for discharge that day. And I think I got out there right around 5 or 6. They're busy discharging a bunch of people, so it takes a little time. Once we got out of the hospital, said our goodbyes, made sure we had everything packed up, I got wheeled down in a wheelchair to the front of the lobby. And then, so I live in New York City, so neither me or my partner have a car. So we had to take a Lyft. Luckily, the part of the city we live in it's probably about a 30-minute Lyft ride home. You will notice though, post-fusion, sitting up is so interesting because it feels good at some points. Walking definitely feels great because there's less pressure on your spine overall, but sitting can be really uncomfortable because even though you're numb on your back, that deep muscle pain is still there, especially with direct contact onto a surface like a chair. Getting home, we live in a place that I had to go up 2 flights of stairs, and that was okay. It was fine. I practiced stairs with the physical therapy throughout the week, so it wasn't bad. And the hospital gave us a walker when I was discharged, so that was nice too. By the time we got into the apartment, I was kind of feeling that downward slide of oh, okay, I'm in pain. This is gonna get worse. And at that point, my partner still had to go pick up the prescriptions. It was okay. I sat down in my recliner that I have, which this was actually a surgery purchase that we made. We have a pretty small apartment, so it's not something that's ideal for fitting in our apartment, but this is amazing. I've heard other people say it's a lifesaver. I've been home 1 day, and you can ask my partner, every probably couple hours, I'm it's so nice to have this recliner. This is so wonderful. So it's a game changer. It's just different. The hospital chairs are really kind of straight and difficult to sit in. You have to have a lot of pillows to prop you. And the hospital bed itself, it's great because it moves a lot, but it's pretty firm. So this is awesome because this recliner actually leans back, but it's electric too, so I can press a button. So I don't have to worry about having to put force in it to swing me up too, which is really nice. I will definitely probably see myself napping, if not sleeping out here more. They recommend to try to get up at least like once an hour normally, like even if it's just a little walking around the house to get your blood flowing. And so what we did is our place has a rooftop, so I had to go up 2 flights of stairs, which is a little bit of movement. And I just walked around the rooftop with my partner a couple times just to kind of get some more walking in. And I've been doing it with my walker for now. I did practice walking without my walker in the hospital too, but just to get my bearings like in our new environment in our apartment and in our neighborhood, I've been using the walker, and so that felt good. I decided I wanted to get like another round of exercise in a couple hours later, so instead of going up to the roof, we went down 2 flights to the bottom floor of our apartment building and just walked down our 1 block. That might not sound like a lot, but post fusion it's a ton, but it felt so good. The day kind of flew by, and I surprisingly feel really good today, which I'm almost like, I keep saying to my partner, I like want to knock on wood, because I had such a rough like past few days in the hospital that it really kind of brought my spirits down. And today has been so nice. It's just been really positive, and I felt really good. My pain has been, I'm obviously still in pain most of the time, but much lower pain levels today. All in all, it's been a really good first day back at home. So hope this is something that you guys find helpful, and I'll keep you posted on the rest of my recovery by the weeks and I'll let you know how it's going. Okay, see you later. Bye.